chosen one. The word you're about to hear, it's not just a sound, it's a signal, a command from heaven, a shift in the spirit. God said times everything flips in a moment, asterisk, and that moment could be right now. You've waited, you've cried, you've prayed with a heart cracked wide open, and then silence, emptiness, delays. But now God speaks, and he says, asterisk, one word is enough to turn the entire tide, asterisk, because when God moves, it doesn't take a process. It doesn't require permission. It takes one word. Let that word settle in your spirit. Asterisk, asterisk, now asterisk, asterisk, not someday, not eventually, not when the timing is perfect. No, God said, asterisk, now asterisk. The struggle shifts, the weight lifts, the door opens, the chains break. In the blink of an eye, the script of your life rewrites itself. And you are the main character in this divine plot twist. So listen carefully, this isn't a motivational speech. This is a supernatural broadcast, a calling out to the chosen ones. If this is reaching your ears, that means heaven has already moved something on your behalf, and it's about to show. You're not crazy for sensing the shift. You're not imagining that things are getting ready to break loose. The pressure you've been under, that wasn't punishment, it was pregnancy. Something's been forming in the dark, and now the light is coming on. If this is hitting your spirit, like it was written straight from God's mouth into your soul, don't scroll past. Hit that like button. It tells the algorithm what heaven already knows. This word is for you. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls who walk in divine alignment, not by sight, but by fire. And if you really feel it, comment asterisk, asterisk, 777 asterisk, asterisk below to mark this moment as sacred. Because that's not just a number, it's a signature from the heavens. Completion, sealing, destiny. Now, take this in. God doesn't need time to bless you. He just needs agreement. You've been thinking it's gonna take years to fix what's broken, but God can flip it in a second. That broken relationship, He can restore it in a phone call. That financial drought, one opportunity, one idea, one yes, and it rains. That sickness in your body, one word from the throne, and healing becomes your portion. This is not about hype. This is about the supernatural laws of timing and authority. God said, asterisk, when I speak, I don't need a committee to approve it. My word does not return void. Asterisk. And right now, He's not negotiating with your circumstances. He's overruling them. Chosen one. Your whole life could change after hearing this word times, because this word is a verdict, asterisk, a decree. The enemy thought he had time to mess with you. He thought he could delay your destiny. But God said, time's up. You are not going backwards. You are not stuck. You are not disqualified. You are time's selected, asterisk. And when God selects, He protects, He provides, He promotes, He proclaims. And all it takes is asterisk, asterisk, one word, asterisk, asterisk. Let it echo in your spirit. Asterisk, asterisk, now, asterisk, asterisk. Right now, while you're still doubting, while you're still unsure, while your bank account doesn't reflect your vision, and your mirror doesn't show your glow, God still says, now, because your spirit is ahead of your circumstances. And your destiny is no longer waiting for your feelings to catch up. The shift has already started. You're not preparing anymore, you're walking into it. You know what's crazy? Some people won't believe it until they see it. But you believe it, asterisk, asterisk. Before asterisk, asterisk, it manifests. That's the mark of a chosen one. That's why the miracle will meet you and not them. Let me tell you something they won't say in church. Asterisk. Breakthrough isn't always loud, asterisk. Sometimes it shows up quietly, like clarity, like peace, like a decision that just feels different. And if you're honest, you've been feeling that. Something has been telling you, this is not just another season. This is times the asterisk. And God is confirming it now. He's not asking you to figure it out. He's not asking you to perform. He's asking you to trust, to say yes when nothing makes sense, to show up when nothing feels secure, to move like the answer's already in motion because it island. You're not crazy. You're just early. You're not delusional. You're just aligned with a reality that hasn't manifested in the natural yet. That's why it's been uncomfortable lately. Not because you're off track, but because your future is pressing in on your present. Heaven's been whispering to your spirit, asterisk, get ready, asterisk. And now it's shouting, asterisk, move, asterisk, chosen one. This is your moment. And it's not just about you, it's about the generations after you. Your obedience right now is the domino that knocks down strongholds that have stood in your bloodline for centuries. Everything flips in a moment. Not because you prayed the perfect prayer, not because you earned it, but because God times spoke, asterisk. And when God speaks, asterisk, creation bends, asterisk. Stay here with me. Don't click away, because something sacred is unfolding even now. You don't have to try harder. You don't have to hustle your way to healing. You don't have to manifest what's already written in your name. You just have to say, yes. Yes to the new timeline. Yes to the closed doors. Yes to the sudden turns. Yes to the blessing you didn't expect but absolutely deserve. Comment asterisk asterisk 777 asterisk asterisk if you're in agreement. Like this video if your spirit is stirring. Subscribe to this channel to stay locked in with thousands of others who aren't just scrolling, they're aligning. This is a community of those who've heard the call and said, asterisk, yes, I'm the one, asterisk. And God is saying back to you, asterisk, I know. That's why I picked you, asterisk. There's a moment, chosen one, when your soul wakes up before your situation does. And when that happens, it feels like restlessness, like outgrowing your surroundings, like looking around at a life that doesn't fit you anymore and wondering why it feels so small. That's not frustration, that's revelation. God isn't punishing you, He's promoting you. The irritation you feel is not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your spirit knows you're not supposed to stay here. This isn't home anymore. The version of you that was built to survive this place has expired. And when something expires, it starts to stink. So if the atmosphere around you has started to smell like tension, like stagnation, like spiritual claustrophobia, it's not because you failed, it's because you're finished. And God is saying, asterisk, don't renew what I've already released you from. Asterisk, there are people trying to stay connected to you based on an expired agreement. Environments trying to hold you captive with rules that no longer apply. But the contracts were spiritual, and heaven already tore them up. Chosen one, you don't need their validation to evolve. You don't need their applause to move forward. You don't need anyone's permission to walk into your moment. Because when God speaks a word over your life, He doesn't send it to a committee for a vote. He delivers it straight to your soul and waits for your obedience, not their opinion. The delay you felt wasn't denial, it was spiritual logistics. Angels have been rerouting the obstacles, redirecting what the enemy meant for harm, flipping the script while you were sleeping, and now all that's left is for you to take the step. Not a leap, not a sprint, just the next step. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes obedience looks like rest, like not texting them back, like taking your hands off the situation, like finally saying no to something that drains you but pretending to help. Because obedience isn't about movement. It's about agreement, And right now, heaven is looking for alignment, for souls who don't need to see every answer before they say yes, for spirits who trust that when God says move, it's not up for discussion. Listen, this isn't about inspiration, it's about inheritance. There are blessings you don't even have to fight for, just walk into. But if your spirit keeps asking for confirmation every time God whispers, you'll miss the moment. And right now, the moment is whispering. Do it anyway. Even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, even if nothing makes sense, even if people don't clap, even if they leave, even if they laugh, especially if they laugh. Because the laughers are the background noise of a blessing in progress. The critics are the echo of your confirmation. You don't need to debate them, you need to keep walking. Let them watch, let them speculate, let them scroll. But don't you dare stop, because what's ahead of you is a divine reversal, a plot twist so sudden it's going to make your past look like a setup. And here's the part they won't expect when God flips it. He doesn't just restore you to where you were. He elevates you times beyond times what was stolen. You won't just recover, you'll redefine. And the people who thought they knew your story will have to reread every chapter through the lens of grace, because they thought the fall was the ending. They didn't know the fall was the foundation. Chosen one, you weren't buried, you were planted, and what's been growing underground is about to burst through. Not because the conditions were perfect, but because the command was divine. Seeds don't ask the soil for permission to sprout, they just obey the rain. And your rain is here. It's falling on every idea you thought was too late. It's soaking every dream you almost gave up on. It's washing away the dust of discouragement, the residue of delay, the voices of doubt. You've cried enough. Now it's time to bloom. And when you bloom, don't apologize for how bright you shine. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't dim your light to fit into dark places. You weren't built for background. You weren't made for margins. You are the headline heaven has been writing for generations. The miracle wrapped in human skin. The prophecy walking upright. The fulfillment of prayers your ancestors didn't live to see. You carry legacy in your breath, and light in your bones. So no, this isn't just another season, it's a holy activation. Everything flips in a moment. That's why you've been feeling spiritual pressure. Heaven isn't breaking you, it's breaking through you. You're not losing it, you're unlocking it. You're not falling apart. You're falling times into place and the ones who counted you out, they'll have front row seats. Not to your comeback, but to your becoming because you're not returning to what was, you're stepping into what's never been seen. Eyes haven't seen it, ears haven't heard it, hearts haven't even imagined it. But God whispered it to your spirit, and you can't unhear it. That's why nothing feels normal anymore. Why old habits suddenly feel heavy. why the things that used to satisfy you now feel shallow. Because your appetite is changing, your spiritual diet has shifted. You're not hungry for applause, you're hungry for purpose. You're not craving visibility, you're craving asterisk, asterisk, truth, asterisk, asterisk. Real connection, kingdom alignment. You're not interested in trends, you're interested in timing, divine timing. And the time is now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not once you feel ready. Because time's readiness is a lie, asterisk, destiny doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It waits for you to say asterisk, asterisk, yes, asterisk, asterisk. So say it, not with your mouth but with your decisions, with your discipline, with your detachment from what no longer serves your assignment, with your silence in rooms you've outgrown. Let the silence speak for you, because sometimes silence is the sound of elevation. You don't have to argue with small minds. You don't have to defend your expansion. Growth is loud in the spirit even when it's quiet in the room. And God is growing you right now away from what once defined you, away from roles you had to play to survive, away from masks you wore to be accepted, away from wounds you normalized just to feel loved. You don't need the mask anymore. The real you is safe now. Chosen one, you've walked through hell and didn't lose your light. You've been overlooked and didn't lose your oil. You've been underestimated and didn't lose your anointing. You've been pressed but not crushed, struck down but not destroyed. And now, you rise, not as a copy, not as a product, not as a performance, but as the original blueprint God sketched in eternity. Your name has been ringing in heaven. Angels know your assignment, the enemy knows your name, and your presence carries weight in the spirit, even when your platform doesn't. So don't confuse silence with irrelevance. You've been hidden, not forgotten. You've been in the vault, not the void. Because God doesn't showcase what isn't secure. He hides his greatest weapons in unlikely vessels. That's why you never fit in. That's why you always felt different. You weren't made to blend, you were made to break cycles. And you don't break cycles by playing nice. You break them by breaking time's patterns, asterisk. Chosen one, this is your word. And the shift is not coming. It's asterisk, asterisk here, asterisk, asterisk. You've been walking through shadows with sunlight in your bones, chosen one, carrying divine truth through spaces that didn't deserve your presence, giving grace in places that only gave you resistance. And still, you kept going. Not because it was easy, not because it made sense, but because something in you wouldn't let you quit. That something is what the enemy fears most. Not your talent, not your beauty, not your story. It's the asterisk, asterisk, part of you that refuses to die, asterisk, asterisk. Even when everything around you says it's over. That piece of you that keeps standing up after being knocked down, the part that still believes even after being betrayed, that still gives even after being emptied. That's not ego. That's asterisk, asterisk, divine coding, asterisk, asterisk. Because chosen ones aren't built like the rest. You weren't stitched together with convenience and comfort. You were asterisk, asterisk, forged in fire, asterisk, asterisk, sculpted in silence, raised by storms. Your strength doesn't come from what's visible. It comes from what didn't break you. And now, that strength is asterisk, asterisk, speaking louder than ever, asterisk, asterisk. It's speaking through your stillness, through your boundaries, through the things you times don't entertain anymore, asterisk, through the messages you leave on read, through the rooms you walk out of without explanation. because elevation doesn't always come with a soundtrack. Sometimes it comes with times subtraction asterisk. When God starts elevating you, He subtracts everything that would collapse under the weight of your next level. That's why people are falling off. Why connections are thinning. Why old conversations feel empty. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Heaven is decluttering your life for clarity, for capacity, for covenant-level alignment. This next level doesn't need more people. It needs more presence. And your presence is not for sale. So, if they didn't value you when you were accessible, don't apologize for becoming unavailable. If they couldn't recognize your worth when you were standing beside them, don't feel guilty for walking ahead. You're not being cold. You're being asterisk called asterisk. And the calling requires space. It requires solitude. It requires you to stop watering relationships that only grew because of your silence. You've been loyal to dysfunction long enough. Now it's time to be loyal to your asterisk destiny asterisk. Let them go. Let the conversations die without closure. Let the fake connections dissolve. Let the memories fade without guilt. Some things are not meant to be healed. They're meant to be asterisk buried asterisk. God is not resurrecting what He never ordained. And here's the truth. Some doors are closing. Not because you're unworthy, but because you're asterisk overqualified asterisk. You've been trying to fit into environments that were never designed to hold your capacity. Trying to be humble in rooms that required you to hide. Trying to stay small in places where your expansion is a threat. But now, heaven is saying, asterisk, no more shrinking to survive. Asterisk, you weren't born to be tolerated. You were born to be asterisk, revered, asterisk. And that reverence starts with how you treat you asterisk. The way you speak to yourself in secret. The way you hold space for your vision, even when no one claps. The way you protect your energy like it's sacred because it's island. The way you stop explaining your boundaries like they need to be justified. You don't owe them clarity. You owe yourself asterisk, peace asterisk. And peace doesn't negotiate. Peace doesn't beg to be understood. It just island. And right now, God is ushering you into a season where your peace will become your confirmation. If it disturbs your peace, it's not aligned. If it drains your spirit, it's not divine. If it feels heavy to carry, it's not yours anymore. You are entering a asterisk, weightless season, asterisk. Not because life got easier, but because you finally put down what was never yours to carry. You finally let go of their expectations, their timelines, their judgments, their projections. You've been carrying their fear on your back like it was your burden. But God said, asterisk, that's not your load. That's their limitation, asterisk, and you're not responsible for their comfort anymore. You're not here to shrink so they feel tall. You're not here to slow down so they can keep up. You're not here to second-guess yourself just to make insecure people feel safe around you. You're here to asterisk, set the atmosphere, asterisk, to shift the frequency, to break generational silence with the sound of asterisk, truth, asterisk. Your voice is a sword, not an accessory. Your presence is a portal, not a placeholder. And the time for playing neutral is over. Neutrality is how cycles survive. But you were born to disrupt cycles, to speak what no one else would dare say, to move in ways that make the enemy nervous, to asterisk, choose alignment over acceptance, asterisk, to walk away from the familiar without flinching, because safety has never been your calling. If God wanted you safe, he wouldn't have given you a asterisk asterisk prophetic edge asterisk asterisk. He would have let you blend in, but he didn't. He made you too bold, too aware, too sensitive to the wrong rooms. That sensitivity is not weakness, it's calibration. You're calibrated for asterisk asterisk higher dimensions asterisk asterisk, and those dimensions require stillness. They require silence. They require space, because you can't hear heaven when you're drowning in noise. You can't step into revelation while clinging to validation. You can't embody the fullness of who you are while editing yourself to please people who are allergic to your authenticity. Chosen one, this is the shedding, the identity death, the detachment, the deep spiritual pruning that precedes the bloom. And it's not cute, it's not aesthetic, it's not for the feed, it's for your asterisk asterisk freedom asterisk asterisk. You're not just stepping into a new season, you're stepping into a new asterisk asterisk self asterisk asterisk, one who doesn't beg, one who doesn't chase, one who doesn't explain, one who doesn't apologize for carrying fire in their bones and thunder in their throat, one who doesn't dim their light because others haven't found theirs yet. You're becoming the version of you that can't be controlled. And that version is dangerous to darkness. That version doesn't entertain confusion. That version doesn't ask for confirmation. That version doesn't wait for approval. That version doesn't stall. That version times acts asterisk, speaks, moves, decides. Because when God says times now asterisk, hesitation is disobedience. You've hesitated long enough. This is your clearance, your go-ahead, your green light. And even if your legs shake, take the step. Even if the path is invisible, move anyway. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is walking while your hands are still trembling. Chosen one, this is your asterisk asterisk activation point, asterisk asterisk. And heaven is watching not to judge, but to witness, to record your movement in the archives of eternity, because this moment will be marked, not by the world, not by applause, but by alignment. Heaven doesn't need a crowd to validate a miracle, and neither do you. You've been walking through dimensions no one saw, chosen one, navigating storms in silence, battling shadows in the spirit while smiling in the physical. You've had to grieve in secret, heal in hiding, rise in rooms where no one clapped. And yet, not once did you bow to bitterness. That's why the enemy couldn't stop you. You didn't just survive the fire, you learned to walk in it. You didn't just cry through the pain. You built an altar with your tears. You didn't just endure the silence. You turned it into sanctuary. And now that sanctuary is your shield. There's a level of power that comes from knowing you can't be bought. That nothing external can shake your internal truth. That even if everything crumbles around you, you remain unbroken because your foundation wasn't made of ego. It was made of asterisk asterisk encounters, asterisk asterisk. Encounters with God in the dark, in the uncertainty, in the wilderness, in the nights where prayers didn't feel pretty, where worship sounded like weeping, where obedience felt like bleeding, where surrender meant silence. But even in that silence, God was sculpting. He was stripping you down to the root, tearing off the layers of expectation, of performance, of projection, removing what culture gave you, what religion handed you, what trauma trained you to wear, until only asterisk asterisk, truth, asterisk asterisk, was left, raw, undeniable, unshaken. And that truth, it's speaking now louder than ever, not through your voice, but through your walk, through your discernment, through your detachment from what doesn't match your spiritual signature. Because this isn't about having more, This is about becoming more aware, of who you are when you're not performing, of what you carry when no one's watching, of how sacred your frequency is when it's no longer diluted to be palatable, of how powerful your presence is when it's not filtered through fear. You've tasted truth, and now anything else feels like poison. So you're done pretending, done performing, done packaging your pain to make it digestible for people who were never equipped to hold your story. You've outgrown the role of the emotional caretaker, the peacemaker in places that never made peace with themselves. Now you're choosing peace over proximity, and proximity doesn't equal purpose. Just because they were close doesn't mean they were called. Just because they were first doesn't mean they were meant to go with you. Just because they shared your past doesn't mean they deserve a seat in your future. This is where spiritual loyalty must bow to spiritual clarity. You don't owe them forever just because they knew your before. You don't owe them access just because they remember your becoming. Nostalgia is not a reason to delay your next. Sentiment is not a strategy for elevation. Your destiny does not require you to carry everyone. And sometimes, the most holy thing you can do is leave. Leave the cycle. Leave the codependency. Leave the conversation that always leads to compromise. Leave the version of you that was built for rooms God never sent you to. You are not being harsh. You are being times honest, and your honesty is holy. It's the sword that splits soul from spirit. It's the light that reveals who was with you for the real and who was with you for the role. It's the awakening that doesn't just expose others, it exposes the parts of you that settled for survival when you were built for sovereignty, That's what this season is doing. Exposing everything that was built on sand, stripping away every attachment that made you feel safe but kept you small, shaking the structures in your life until only what's rooted in truth remains. Because the storm wasn't sent to destroy you, it was sent to reveal foundation, and foundation matters more than form. You can build something that looks right but doesn't last. You can stack bricks of ambition and performance and applause and still crumble when the winds hit. But when you're built on revelation, on the rock of divine knowing, no weapon, no whisper, no wave can knock you over. You don't bend to fear anymore because your spirit knows the architecture of heaven. You don't flinch when things shake because you've been through worse. You don't panic when things fall apart because you've learned some things need to break to bless. This is the beauty of divine construction. Destruction is part of the blueprint, and you're not behind. You're not off track. You're right on time for the collapse of everything that was never going to carry your next. Let it fall. Let the illusions fall. Let the unspoken expectations collapse. Let the plans that were rooted in ego disintegrate. Let the scaffolding break so the real structure can rise. You don't have to keep rebuilding what God never breathed on. Chosen one, God is not asking you to be strong right now. He's asking you to be times true, true to what you heard, true to what you carry, true to the vision that still haunts you in the quiet, true to the standard that keeps showing up in your spirit even when your surroundings don't match. Stop negotiating with your calling like it's optional. Stop shrinking to make fear feel comfortable. Stop downplaying your anointing so you don't intimidate the insecure. Stop asking for directions from people who've never been where you're going. You don't need their map. You already have the coordinates. And those coordinates are buried inside your obedience. Inside the moments, you choose alignment over approval, truth over tradition, stillness over strategy, presence over performance. You're not called to play it safe. You're called to set fires, fires that purify, fires that illuminate, fires that make it impossible for people to remain asleep in your presence. Because when you walk into a room, something should shift. You're not just another person, you're a walking disruption, a divine interruption to the regularly scheduled programming of fear, a living contradiction to everything the enemy hoped you'd become, a blueprint breaker, a standard setter, a voice that doesn't echo times, it carves space for truth, carves space for depth, carves space for the ones behind you to walk freely without chains, because you're not just walking into freedom, you're building a path, for others. You don't need a title for that. You don't need a platform for that. You don't need permission to carry that. You just need to keep walking in what's real, even when it's lonely, even when it's slow, even when it doesn't pay off right away. Because real doesn't rush, and God isn't in a hurry with you. He's in agreement, with you. He's not looking at your pace, he's looking at your posture, your willingness to keep showing up even when the room is empty, your audacity to keep saying yes even when your voice shakes, your refusal to fold even when fear is screaming in your ear. That's why the blessing is chasing you down, because it's not about hype, it's about honor, Heaven honors consistency, it honors obedience, it honors authenticity. And every time you choose to stay faithful in the unseen, you pull the future closer. You shift the atmosphere in your favor. Chosen one, the shift is not on the way. It's already here. There's a weight that only the awakened can feel. Chosen one. It's not anxiety, it's not stress. It's the gravity of knowing too much, the pressure of seeing what others ignore, the ache that comes when you realize you were never meant to float through life, you were meant to shift it. And that shift starts with you, with the quiet decisions no one sees, with the standards you hold even when no one's watching, with the boundaries you set that others don't understand, with the silence you keep not out of weakness, but out of time's wisdom. Because not every battle deserves your sword. Some only require your absence. There are places where your energy is too expensive to spend. Conversations where your voice is too sacred to offer. Environments that no longer qualify for your presence, not because they're evil, but because they're too small. You've outgrown survival spaces. You've outlived cycles that were built to trap your former self. You've ascended above the frequencies that once made you feel powerful, because now you've tasted time's peace, and power without peace is poverty. This is what spiritual maturity looks like. It's not louder prayers, it's quieter rooms. It's not more people around you, it's fewer people times within times you. It's not reaching higher, it's going times deeper, times into the stillness, into the truth, into the divine architecture of your own becoming. And your becoming is a disruption. You weren't built to maintain the system, you were built to interrupt it. To walk into spaces that glorify performance and bring presence. To walk into cultures that reward conformity and bring conviction. To walk into patterns of pain and declare this ends with me. Because generational change doesn't come from convenience, it comes from clarity. And you've been given clarity, not just for yourself, but for your end-line for every name that carried pain in silence, for every dream that died in someone else's mouth, For every ancestor who was gifted vision but lacked the language, for every spiritual warrior who fought the war but never got to see the peace, you are the time's answer, times they prayed for. Not the echo, not the continuation, the interruption. The holy revolt against everything that told you to stay small, the yes that breaks curses, the voice that reclaims the timeline, the decision that bends the future into alignment. This is why it's been heavy. You're not carrying just your own becoming. You're carrying time's redemption asterisk. You're walking with the weight of prayers that were never prayed out loud, with the burden of stories that were buried because they were too painful to name, with the responsibility of carrying light through bloodlines that only ever knew shadows. But don't confuse weight with weakness. The weight is your confirmation. Only the worthy are trusted with this kind of spiritual cargo. Only the trusted are asked to walk through fire with oil in their hands. Only the chosen are asked to bleed without bitterness, rise without revenge, and love without limits. You are not ordinary. You are time's ordained asterisk. And with that ordination comes isolation. Not as punishment, but as preservation. God hides what he's healing. He protects what he's perfecting. He silences what he's strengthening. Because exposure too early would destroy what he's building deeply. So if you've been hidden, it's because heaven wasn't done yet. You weren't being delayed. You were being time's developed asterisk, processed in private so you wouldn't fall in public, sharpened in secret so you could stand when the pressure hits, tested without an audience so you could carry what others drop. This is why you're still standing.